Hi everybody, this is Dan Stolbarger. Welcome to this week's Middle East update. It is the week of February 3rd, and we're going to look back on the events that have transpired this week. And fasten your seatbelt. There's a lot going on, as you probably are well aware. We always start out with our news bites, and so again, just a reminder, this PDF in the back of me is available to you. If you just go to the YouTube page, you can click the link and you'll get it without my head in the middle of it. All right, so news bites. The US and Iran, they're set for talks. We'll see if it really transpires and happens. Trump, being Trump, is warning Iran, basically saying, hey, if we don't strike a deal, bad things are going to happen. And so we're still having to take that wait and see approach of what transpires. Our understanding is that on Friday, talks begin in Istanbul. The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Mike Waltz, has confirmed reports, and this is one of those, dare you believe it? The U.S. is planning to offer Hamas, the terrorists there, a buyback program. Because remember, it's all about demilitarization. So we're offering a buyback program. If you turn in your weapons, we'll offer you amnesty or money or new jobs in exchange for your weapons. Unbelievable. Let's look at the positive. Let's look at Mike Huckabee. Mike Huckabee is one of the best there is out there. There's something unique about his character. The Jewish people should be very thankful that he's in the position that he's in, especially during this time period. And we need to just thank God for Mike Huckabee and keep him in your prayers. And then this kind of came out of left field and knocked me for a loop here. I had no idea. This is I've just labeled it, did you know, that charities that are affiliated with the Mormon Church, the LDS Church, are among the top donors, are you ready for this? To dozens of charities that are aligned with Islamist movements. That was a report that just came out last month. Our articles this week where we kind of land and give you a little bit more information. We'll start with Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff. Obviously, they're on their way for this very important meeting with Iran. Again, when they met with the Prime Minister in the Prime Minister's office, I'm sure many in Bibi's cabinet just sort of felt like, how naive can you actually be to really think that Hamas will dismantle without the IDF being a part of it? And Kushner said, I was born at night, but not last night. And then he goes on to say that the Americans made it clear that they've not forgotten who Hamas is or who the Gazans are. And we've reported on this, but again, it's mind-boggling to think about. He goes on to say, we remember very well, they said that not a single person called the hotline the IDF opened for turning in hostages. Even in Nazi Germany, there were the righteous among the Gentiles, or among the nations, and that was without the promise of $5 million. So Kushner goes on to say, the world obviously, unfortunately, is not on your side, but as he told Netanyahu, it's definitely against Hamas, so we need to use that. I'm not sure that's comforting. Russia and Iran. So what's going to happen? The supreme leader, the Ayatollah, we're told, sent a secret message to Vladimir Putin. as part of his bid to avoid war with the United States. Now, according to two officials, Iran is desperately attempting to placate the U.S. and prevent the outbreak of a major conflict, fearing that something like that would rekindle nationwide protests, potentially topple the regime. So, several days ago, officials claim that the 86-year-old Shiite cleric, the Ayatollah, is said to have informed Putin that Iran is prepared to transfer its stockpile of enriched uranium to Russia as part of a new nuclear agreement with the United States. And for all of you that know prophecy, we're seeing this formation, this coming together of the parties in Ezekiel 38 and 39, the magnet that's drawing together Turkey, Iran, and of course, Russia. And so no big surprise here. The Ayatollah is saying, hey, if we've got to give it up, let's give it to Russia. Amir Tsarfati, good friend of Holy Ground, with everything that's going on at this particular time, with Trump basically saying in so many words, bad things are going to happen, encouraging the Iranians to protest because, quote, help is on its way. So in Telegram, Amir says, in my opinion, the real failure is not that there's talks that are being negotiated, because we know Iran, we know the delay tactics. But he said, really the failure and the fear and the catastrophe of all of this is that he promised that help would be on its way. And that call emboldened hundreds of thousands to act. We don't know the exact numbers, but we're pretty certain that over 40,000 people, mostly young, unarmed Iranians, have been slaughtered. And again, help is on its way. I don't believe that this help that they're hoping is coming. I think not even in their worst nightmare did brave Iranians, protesters, think that this help is on its way meant striking some sort of deal with the evil regime that has butchered them. I don't think so. Mike Pompeo, haven't heard from him in a bit. Some quotes from him. Pompeo, former Secretary of State, as you know, in Trump's government, his first presidency. He goes on to say, hey, make no doubt about it, Trump will deliver on Iran, and Gaza cannot go to the Palestinian Authority. Pompeo says that Iran should be very concerned about the president's intentions. Goes on to say about Hamas that they're not going to disarm. And the only way they will disarm is to use force, and the only people that are willing to use force is the IDF. And then he goes on to say that Mahmoud Abbas of the Palestinian Authority, he's a supporter of terrorism, and he must not be given any ability to be a part of the leadership in Gaza, especially at this point in time. And then, son of Hamas, this guy just tells it like it is. People don't like to hear it, but it's the truth. And only someone that was raised in Ramallah, in the house of an Arab terrorist, can really say it like this. He says, this whole thing, don't call them Palestinians, first of all. He says, any attempt to turn the Arab-Israeli conflict into a land dispute is simply disconnected from the true nature of what the Arabs are truly battling. The Arabs, their very existence, the very existence of Israel is what they are battling. This is why there's never been and acceptive of any kind of land deal. The Arabs don't care about the land. It's not the issue. It's about their hatred of the Jews. And again, make no mistake. It's not land. It's not from the river to the sea. It's the existence of Israel. Jihad wants to annihilate and wipe out Israel. They're willing to be patient, but that's the truth. And again, truth spoken here, kind of piggybacking on that. The reality is building skyscrapers, building an airport is not going to change the Palestinians' view on Israel. Hamas is not going to recognize Israel's right to exist or give up its holy war, its jihad against the Zionist entity because they're promised new homes or luxury apartments or a nice harbor or tourist resorts. The only way this will change, the only way the hearts and minds of Palestinians will be through a deep and thorough process of re-education and serious pressure from the outside world. This will require brave, strong, and pragmatic leadership, both from the Palestinians and this international community, an attribute that unfortunately doesn't seem to exist at this time. And then regarding this powwow, this confab with Iran and with the U.S., Israel wants to make it clear what their takeaway is, what they want. Netanyahu is expected to press Witkoff and Kushner into these major concessions from Iran, 4 separate areas. Number one, these are the red lines. Number one, a total cessation of uranium enrichment efforts. Done with it. Number two, the removal of the existing enriched uranium. Probably not thrilled that it's going to go to Russia. Number three, strict limitations on the range and the quantity of the ballistic missile program. This is a major threat to Israel. And lastly, a prohibition of Iran funding their proxies, Hezbollah, Hamas, Houthis, Syrian rebels, a sensation of that. That's the red line. Those are the 4 things that Israel wants to come out of these negotiations. And then as we wrap up, the publishers of the longest running English language encyclopedia, they recently just published this map of the Middle East. They replaced the name of Israel with, as you can see, Palestine. This was uploaded. This is the Encyclopedia Brittanica for kids. This offending map was uploaded to an entry on Palestine under the children's site, Britannica for Kids. The entry describes Palestine as the region in the Middle East that lies, and here you go, between the river and the sea. Unbelievable. All right, again, we're still remembering, we can never forget the 843 days. We're sort of in the eye of the hurricane, obviously. There's calm because Israel has no hostages in Gaza. It only took 843 days and 12 hours, 5 minutes, and 59 seconds. That's our report for this week. God bless you and shalom.